hello, and welcome to all of our Gold family from around the world. I'm Fiona Lang Sharp, IBCLC and Director of Communications and MC for Gold Learning. Welcome to our interview with the delightful Laurel Wilson, and she is going to be with us. We are celebrating
Woohoo!
IBCLC Day. I'm so excited. So IBCLC Day is on Wednesday, March 6th, right around the corner, and we can't wait for you to join us on that day. But today we get to do a great sit down with Laurel, who has been all over the world. We've been chasing her, trying to catch up with her, and here we are. We've got her. And where are you, Laurel? Where are you right
I'm
now?
home. I'm home
Home.
in Colorado right now.
That's
Yay!
fabulous.
Yay for
So
home.
yeah, she's basically grounded for a day so that I could
Yep,
chat with you, right?
exactly.
She came home just so that we could interview her and talk to her about what's coming up here at Gold Learning. So, this is going to be a free webinar, so we want to promote it wide and far, and it's going to be on our Gold Learning website. So go to goldlearning.com and you can register for this free event. You'll also get a free CEU CERP with it, which is fabulous. You want that. This is free education. And it's with Laura Wilson. What better times that we're going to have on our
So
IBCLC day?
fun.
Who knows?
So
It's
fun.
so much fun. I feel like I have to, looking at your title slide here, I feel like I need to have like sparkles around me and things popping off and things like that. So it's going to be great. All right. So now that you know how to get the free webinar on March 6th, then we're going to talk about the webinar as well. I also told Laurel that I'm going to ask her some questions today about herself and put her on the spot because I
Because I
can.
love that.
So we're going to ask her some personal questions too, so stay tuned as we get into that. But first of all, my goodness, look at this title slide. This just really excited me when I saw the magic of human milk. And then I got really nervous when I read the Unraveling the Mysteries of Human Milk, the fascinating role of neohormones, epigenetics, the microbiome, and more. I have to take a breath before I even get to the end of it. It seems it seems like this is going to be big. And I'm not sure I'm going to get it. So let's talk about it because you and I talk a lot about the research in human milk and why it's important and why do we need to know it? Like, why do we need to know it, Laurel?
Well, I think one of the most important parts of being an IBCLC today is understanding evidence-based practice and being able to interpret what is um, what is new in the research and being able to apply it to our everyday practice so that we can not only help families, but we can help other professionals in the field of maternal and parental child health and help them understand how important human milk is to the long-term success and health of families overall. And so the more that we know and the more that we learn, the more amazing and magical human milk really becomes. And for me, what's so important for me is to be able to take the research, interpret it, and and explain it in a way that I like to use a lot of analogies and help people understand some subjects that can be pretty complex, so that they can explain it to families who don't study lactation every
Every
day.
waking moment.
And I think that that's an important. Yeah, I think that's important so that every family understands why their milk is important to their baby.
You just struck a chord with me when you at the very beginning when you were talking about why this is important because and I really wanted to put you on the spot because sometimes when we look at the research topics we might not think that they're going to be useful but what you said was because there's a lot of buy-in I think from our families today about human milk and they are oh yes it is magical to them because when they not only about giving their infant human milk, but also just the act of actually breastfeeding and chest feeding. It's truly magical. Like I see families do this all the time, and they're blown away, and they sustain life and so forth and so on. But what you said was we need to know this information so we can share it with other professionals. And I
Yes.
thought,
Other
Yeah.
professionals.
And I thought,
Yeah.
how brilliant
Yeah.
is that? Because really, we do need buy-in from other professionals too. And IBCLCs work collaboratively. They don't work as silos, because it doesn't work well like that anyways. But generally speaking, we are working on teams, because, of course, the families are seeing other professionals in the time that they're actually lactating, breastfeeding, and so forth and so on. So we're working as part of a team, whether we are, in right in face to face or not. There is a team effort happening right the way along. And if those other professionals know about this information, then they too find it as fascinating and, of course, as important as we do.
I completely agree. I actually heard a really interesting presentation by Dr. Nina Berry recently talking about the promotion of human milk and marketing of infant formula and how that really changes the game for families and health. One of the interesting things that she mentioned is the fact that we've done a really good job as professionals promoting human milk and breastfeeding and chest feeding to parents. But where we are starting, where we really need to go the next step is, of course, the support realm, but in promotion to other fields, similar fields that hold up the maternal child health field. Parents get it. Parents already know they have the buy in now, but where we need to be focusing in is getting the buy in from all the other professionals that play a role in the success for early feeding in
Yeah,
children.
absolutely. Yeah, that's just brilliant. So, yeah, that's going to be great as we sort of talk about this, come IBCLC Day. What better way to think about, what we're going to do for the year, is to make sure that we're marketing and promoting to our, all the people that we collaborate with, in the field, and so that they have an opportunity to, like you and I, know the magic of human milk. So that's going to be awesome.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's shift gears just a smidge now. We're doing this presentation, as you know, March 6th. We're doing it because we are celebrating IBCLC Day, and it's a big day. Like, let's not dismiss the fact that this is a field that is continues to grow. The demand is there. There are always going to be little people coming into the earth side, as we say, and so if you're in the field, you know that you potentially can always have a job. There's always going to be little humans being born, and we know that they need to have human milk. But actually
Yes.
celebrating that day, what should we be doing? I mean, what are some of the things that potentially you're going to do, other than, of course, spend it with us here at Gold Learning? But have you actually done something in the past, or do you have plans for that day? Are you going to send any notes to anybody? Will you promote anything else in your midst?
Yeah, so I mean, thinking about the back historically to IBCLC Day, every year, I've always reached out to my mentors, those who have helped me become an IBCLC and supported me and helped me learn and really been, kind of my cheerleaders along the way. So I've always honored them and sent them a special note. And then I've also tried to acknowledge some up and coming IBCLCs who are working in the field as well. And another thing that I have done in the past is, celebrate at breastfeeding groups and things of that nature the role of the IBCLC and promoting how the IBCLC fits into that wonderful puzzle piece of lactation because we have all these amazing lactation professionals who all kind of support that interweb of, family feeding, and the IBCLC is one important piece. And so helping everyone to understand what they do and how everyone can work together is an important part of promotion of IBCLC Day. So it's a wonderful day. It's a great day, and it's a day not just to celebrate the IBCLC, but to celebrate how they fit into that lovely communion of the support field in
Yeah,
general.
totally. I loved hearing that from you because I feel like I need to listen to what you said and do more of that. There's no doubt about it. And often I do again reach out to um, some of my mentors, who have been an integral part of my journey, which is really awesome. And but also sharing it with those possibly that are up and coming behind us, because always look back and, and here I am teaching students who are not, they're not IBCLC students, but they're students in the lactation field who have great potential, to become, and some of them want to become IBCLCs too. So that would be another great way to also honor those, because we need to keep feeding into those that are coming up behind us. That's part of our responsibility, I feel, as IBCLCs, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think another thing that I possibly could put on my day is it's trying to reach out and help people find mentors with those who are actively doing clinical work, because that's one of the
Sure.
challenges that people who want to become an IBCLC have, is in finding those mentors to guide them and support them and help them actually see an IBCLC
Yeah,
at work.
absolutely. Those clinical mentors, of course, are play an integral role and are needed and necessary, when it comes to actual practice, because you can't learn
Hmm.
everything from a book. You can't learn everything online. You need to be present
No.
with others who are practicing as well. So yeah, that's going to be really good. Okay, so now I have some insight into kind of some of the things that you would do or would like to do on IBCLC Day. I also wanted to spin it back to you now. So this is where I'm going to get a little personal, okay? Aha.
Ah.
So I was thinking about how we do celebrate as IBCLC days. Well, you and I are both IBCLCs, and it is about honoring ourselves as well, and respecting the fact that we work very hard. And have worked hard in the past. We know we're going to work hard in the future. We had to work hard to become IBCLCs. It took a lot of work, a lot of study. So how are we going to do a little bit of self-care on that day too? Because I think it's so important that, of course, it's great that we share. And you and I both, you work hard at what you do. You just got back from a speaking engagement in New Zealand. You're off again tomorrow. Busy, busy all the time. But what is it if we don't take care of ourselves that we can't feed into others? It's so important, right? So let's talk about that, Laurel. How actually are you, in fact, going to be taking care of yourself? I don't know if you have time on IBCLC Day, but but to honor yourself as a lactation consultant, an IBCLC, what are some of the things you could do to take care of yourself as an IBCLC?
Well, one of the things that I've incorporated into my daily strategy just this year is I have this thing now called a Rituals for Living Dream Book and Planner. And one of the things that it encourages you to do every single day is to look at what your daily goals are, your weekly goals, your monthly goals, and fit those, see how they're unfolding. Are you meeting your goals? Do they still feel good to you? And then also expressing gratitude for where you are in the process of what you want to, what the outcomes that you want to have, how they're manifesting into the world. And so I think what I could do in terms of self-care specific to IBCLC day on that day is to really look at how being an IBCLC in the past, in the present, and potentially in the future helps me with those goals, and what I want to do um, to engage that particular role in the field of lactation and family health in general. So perhaps I'll be doing quite a bit more journaling on that particular
Oh, that's
day. Thanks for adding to my plate there, Fiona.
well, no,
In a
yeah,
good way,
totally.
though,
Yeah,
in a
no, in a
self-care way.
self-care way. Yeah, because we know that we know, I mean,
Mhm.
journaling, or even if you're writing on that specific day or whenever you're writing, if you're writing about your goals, it actually does help you. It's a self-care act that helps promote healthy living. It even changes your brain waves. I was reading about it recently, how writing things down, especially if you're journaling about certain things, actually can change your brain waves. So there's a little bit of science behind it as well, which is really important. But it's important that we do self-care. If we're not doing self-care, how do we work as IBCLCs, as lactation consultants in the field? We are constantly caring for others. And even if we're speakers or researchers like yourself, I mean, your life's work is put into this. It's very busy. It takes a lot amount of time. And you're very passionate about it. But if you don't take a step back, how do you then continue?
Right. Absolutely. Every year I like to do vision boards, and I can tell you that years and years ago, before I was an IBCLC, I had become an IBCLC on my vision board. And there's nothing really magic about a vision board other than it allows you to daily look at and focus on what it is that you want to do and how you want to see that in your life. And I think that's a big part of self-care is being able to focus every day on how are you taking care of yourself, how are you taking care of your community, and how are you promoting that kind of consistency of generosity and care in your entire
That's
world.
awesome.
So
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope all of you that are listening in can take some of those words. I feel like we're going to have lots of people on the day who maybe are thinking about becoming an IBCLC, maybe working in the field already. What a great way. You can get mentored right in here with Laurel. There's some great things that you can do in order to self-care, to celebrate, to move forward. And we'll look forward to seeing all of those people that are thinking about coming in. And for all of you that are celebrating IBCLC Day with us on March 6th, we're very excited. Look at the magic that's in the air. There's so much that we can do and learn as long as we are doing those self-care, items, and then we can move forward and share all of this amazing and fascinating. I'm looking at your title again. The fascinating role of neohormones, epigenetics, microbiome, and more. So join us. I hope to see all of you there on March 6th. This will also, you'll have opportunity to listen to the recording as well, but it's great when you can come live and we can celebrate together with Laurel Wilson. So thank you so much, Laurel, for being with us here today. It's great chatting with you.
thank you so much. I always love to be with my gold family.
And again, go to the website, easy to register, goldlearning.com, easy peasy. And then just pull up Laurel's live and free events for Happy IBCLC Day. You can also, of course, find us on all of our social media sites too and connect with us there. Thanks again for listening, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye for now.